The year is 745. The reign of Tianbao. You open your eyes, and the first thing you hear is the bell of the drum tower fading into the grey light of morning. Chang'an is still asleep. A million souls beneath quilted silk and rough hemp, dreaming of harvests and debts and lovers who have gone away. You sit up. The straw mat beneath you scratches your back, and the air in your small room carries the chill of early autumn. Somewhere in the western market, a baker is lighting his first fire. The smell of sesame oil drifts over the walls of your courtyard. You are a courier of the imperial relay service. Your title is small, your duties are many, and today will be unlike any day you have known. You wash your face with cold water from the clay jar. You tie your hair back with a strip of leather. You pull on your riding boots, cracked at the left heel, patched 3 times. Your tunic is the dark red of the service, faded to the color of old brick. You step outside. The alley is narrow, the walls on either side rising high above you, grey mud brick topped with tiles that have moss growing in their cracks. A cat watches you from a doorway, its eyes 2 coins of amber in the half-light. You walk toward the stables. The city is beginning to stir. A water carrier passes you, his pole bending under the weight of 2 wooden buckets. An old monk sweeps the steps of a small temple, his broom making a sound like breathing. You pass a wine shop, its shutters still closed, but you can smell the dregs of last night's rice wine soaking into the ground. The stables are behind the relay office, a low building with a red-painted gate. Your horse is already saddled. The groom, a man named Old Wei, who has been with the service since before you were born, holds the reins. He does not smile. He never smiles. But this morning, his face carries something else. Something like worry. He hands you a sealed scroll. The wax is red, stamped with the seal of the inner palace. You have never received a scroll with this seal before. You break it open. The characters are written in a careful hand, and they say this: Proceed with all haste to the lychee groves of Lingnan. Harvest the freshest fruit. Return before the fruit loses its jade. The consort desires lychees. You read it again. Lingnan. That is more than 2,000 li to the south. Beyond the Qinling mountains. Beyond the Yangtze River. Beyond the lands you know. Old Wei watches you read. He knows what it says. Everyone in the relay service knows what it means when the inner palace sends a scroll stamped in red. It means ride. It means ride now. It means do not stop. You fold the scroll and tuck it inside your tunic, against your chest, where the paper sits like a second heartbeat. Old Wei hands you a leather satchel. Inside are dried bread, a pouch of salt, a small knife, and a brass token that will identify you at every relay station along the route. You check your horse. She is a mare from the western plains, dun-colored, with a white blaze on her forehead. Her name is Lightning, though she is not particularly fast. She is steady. She does not startle at thunder or at the cracking of whips. In the relay service, steady is better than fast. You swing yourself into the saddle. The leather creaks. The mare shifts her weight, feeling your presence, sensing the tension in your legs. She knows. Horses always know. You ride out through the gate of the relay office, turn south onto the wide avenue that leads to the Mingda Gate, the southernmost gate of Chang'an. The city is waking now. Carts loaded with firewood roll toward the eastern market. A group of soldiers drills in an empty lot, their spears catching the first gold of the rising sun. You pass the ward of the foreign merchants, where Sogdians and Persians and Turks live behind doors painted in colors that do not belong to Chang'an. The smell of cumin and cardamom hangs in the air. You pass a Buddhist temple, and the morning chant follows you like a hand on your shoulder. The Mingda gate stands open. It is vast, wide enough for 4 carts to pass abreast. The guards check your token and wave you through. And then, you are outside the walls. The road stretches before you, a ribbon of packed earth cutting through the yellow fields of the Guangzhou plain. Behind you, Chang'an rises, a forest of rooftops and pagodas, the walls of the palace catching the sun like a crown of fire. You do not look back. You lean forward in the saddle, and the mare breaks into a canter. The road to the south begins. You think about the consort. Yang Guifei. You have never seen her, of course. No one in the relay service has. But you have heard the stories. The Emperor Li Longji, once a great ruler, now a man lost in the gaze of a woman. They say she is the most beautiful woman in the world. They say the Emperor has neglected his duties for her. They say the empire is rotting from within, while the palace plays music and pours wine. And now, the consort desires lychees. Fresh lychees, from the groves of Lingnan, 2,000 li away. And you, a courier of the 3rd rank, must bring them. The mare's hooves beat a steady rhythm on the hard earth. Thud, thud, thud. The rhythm of duty. The rhythm of a man who has no choice. By midday, you have reached the foot of the Qinling mountains. The plain has given way to foothills, rolling green slopes that rise like waves frozen in the moment before breaking. The road narrows. The yellow earth turns to grey stone. Pine trees crowd the slopes, their dark needles whispering in a wind that smells of resin and cold stone. You stop at a relay station, a small compound with a stable, a kitchen, and a room for travelers. The station master is a thin man with a beard that reaches his chest. He stamps your route card and offers you a bowl of millet porridge. You eat quickly, standing, while a groom changes your horse. The new horse is darker, leaner, built for mountain roads. You mountain ride on. The road climbs. It switchbacks up the mountainside, carved into the rock by laborious 1,000 years ago, worn smooth by countless feet and hooves. Below, the valley drops away, and you can see the river, a thin silver thread winding through the green. The air grows cooler. You pull your collar tighter. The mountains are quiet. Too quiet, perhaps. No birds sing at this altitude. Only the wind, and the steady breathing of your horse, and the scrape of iron shoes on stone. You pass a shrine to the mountain spirit, a small pile of stones with red cloth tied to a stick. You dismount briefly, bow, and leave a copper coin. The mountains demand respect. They do not care about imperial edicts or the desires of consorts. They have been here since before the first emperor, and they will be here long after the last. The road descends on the southern side. The vegetation changes. Pine gives way to bamboo, thick and green, rustling like silk. The air grows warmer, wetter. You can smell the south now, a rich, heavy scent of earth and growing things. You pass through a village, a cluster of houses with thatched roofs. An old woman sits by the road, shelling chestnuts. She watches you pass without expression. To her, you are just another rider, another man in a hurry, passing through her world like a stone skipping across water. By evening, you have crossed the mountains. The road flattens out into the Han River Valley. The sky has turned from pale blue to a deep, bruised purple. The first stars appear. You stop at another relay station. This one is larger, with a proper inn attached. You stable your horse, eat a bowl of noodles with pickled vegetables, and lie down on a wooden bed. You do not sleep. You lie in the dark and listen to the insects outside, and you think about the road ahead. Tomorrow, you will cross the Yangtze. The day after, you will reach the lychee country. 2 days of hard riding, and then the return. If the consort's lychees are to arrive fresh, you will have to ride even faster on the way back. You close your eyes. The insects sing. Somewhere, far to the north, the consort is sleeping in her silken bed, dreaming of a fruit she has never tasted, a fruit that grows 2,000 li from her garden. Dawn comes with mist on the Han River. You ford the river at a shallow crossing, the water rising to your horse's belly, cold and swift. The mare snorts but does not hesitate. You grip the saddle horn and trust her. On the far bank, the road enters a landscape unlike anything you have seen. The north is dry, angular, its colors the yellow of earth and the gray of stone. But here, in the south, everything is green. Not one green, but 100 greens. The green of rice paddies, flat and bright. The green of tea bushes, round and dark. The green of banyan trees, ancient and vast, their roots hanging from branches like the beards of old men. The air is thick, heavy with moisture. Sweat runs down your back beneath your tunic. You ride through market towns where the language changes, where the people look different, shorter, darker, their clothes lighter, made of hemp and cotton instead of silk. They stare at you, the courier in his faded red tunic, and they know what you are. They have seen your kind before. Riders from the north, carrying seals they cannot read, riding horses that do not belong on these roads. You reach the Yangtze by midday. It is vast, a moving wall of brown water that seems to breathe. The ferry is a flat-bottomed boat, operated by a man with arms like tree branches and a face burned dark by the sun. He charges you 2 copper coins. You pay without argument. The crossing takes an hour. You stand on the deck, holding your horse's reins, watching the far bank grow closer. The water swirls around the boat, and you think about all the rivers you have crossed in your life as a courier, all the ferries, all the fords, all the bridges. You have never crossed a river as wide as this. On the far side, you mount up and ride south. The road is better here, paved with stone in places, lined with willow trees. You pass rice farmers, bent double in their fields, their hands buried in the mud. You pass a procession, a wedding perhaps, red lanterns swaying in the warm air, the sound of drums and flutes drifting across the fields. You do not stop. The edict burns against your chest. The consort's lychees will not wait for weddings. By evening, the landscape changes again. The flatlands give way to low hills, and the air grows sweeter, carrying a scent you do not recognize. It is floral, fruity, warm, like honey and rain and something else, something you have never smelled before. You realize, with a start, that it is the lychee trees. You are close. The grove is at the edge of a small village, set against a hillside where the morning sun falls first. The trees are not tall, perhaps the height of 2 men, their branches spreading wide, heavy with clusters of fruit. The lychees are red, a deep, bruised red, like the color of sunset on a cloudy evening. Their skin is rough, bumpy, like the skin of a small reptile. But when you break one open, the flesh inside is white, translucent, glistening, like a pearl that has been cut in half. The juice runs down your fingers. You taste it. It is sweet, so sweet that it makes your teeth ache, and cool, and fragrant, and unlike anything you have ever eaten. You understand, in that moment, why the consort desires this fruit. You understand, and you wish you did not. The grove keeper is an old man, barefoot, his skin tanned to the color of old leather. He has been tending these trees for 40 years. He knows every branch, every root, every fruit. He shows you how to select the best lychees. Not the largest, he says, but the ones whose skin has just turned from pink to red. Not the ones at the top of the tree, which the sun has scorched, but the ones in the middle, where the shade has kept them cool. He shows you how to cut them, stem and all, so that the skin does not crack and the juice does not leak. He shows you the bamboo tubes, sealed with wax, lined with leaves, that will keep the fruit fresh for 7 days. 7 days. You have 4. You harvest 200 lychees. It takes 3 hours. The old man helps you, his hands quick and sure despite his age. He does not ask why you need them. He knows. Everyone in the south knows about the consort's lychees. It is a story that has been told and retold, in markets and tea houses and around cooking fires. The courier from the north. The sealed bamboo tubes. The horses that die on the mountain passes. The old man does not say any of this. He simply picks the fruit, cuts it, packs it, and seals the tubes. When the work is done, he gives you a cup of tea, green and bitter, and he looks at you with eyes that hold something you cannot name. Pity, perhaps. Or understanding. Or simply the look of a man who has seen too many couriers come and go. You thank him. You pay him with a silver piece, more than the fruit is worth. He takes it without counting. You strap the bamboo tubes to your saddle, wrap them in cloth to shield them from the sun, and mount your horse. The old man watches you ride away. You do not look back. The return journey begins. You ride north. The lychees are in their tubes, sealed against the heat, but you can feel them, a weight on your saddle, a weight on your chest. For days. The fruit will keep for 7, they say, but that is in the cool of the grove. On the road, in the sun, bouncing on a horse's back, you do not know how long they will last. 3 days, perhaps. Maybe less. You ride hard. The mare, a fresh one from the relay station, is young and strong, and she covers the ground with a long, reaching stride. The southern road passes beneath you, the willow trees a green blur, the rice paddies flashing silver in the sun. You reach the Yangtze by evening. The ferryman is the same flatboat, the same brown water. He recognizes you. Going back already, he says. You nod. He shakes his head but says nothing more. You cross in the dark, the river black around you, the stars reflected in the water like fallen lanterns. On the far bank, you ride on. The moon is full, and the road is pale in its light. You ride through the night. The air grows cooler as you climb toward the mountains. Your horse begins to tire. You stop at a relay station, change horses, eat a piece of dried bread, drink a cup of cold tea, and ride on. The mountains are different at night. The pines are black against the sky, and the wind carries sounds that might be animals or might be something else. You do not think about it. You think about the lychees. You think about the wax seals on the bamboo tubes, whether they are holding, whether the fruit inside is still white and sweet or whether it has begun to brown. You think about the consort, waiting in her palace, and the emperor, and the edict, and the seal of red wax. You think about what will happen if the fruit is spoiled when you arrive. You do not think about this for long. By dawn, you have crossed the mountains. Your horse is limping. You stop at a relay station, and the groom tells you the horse has thrown a shoe. You take another horse, the last one in the stable, a gelding with a bad temper and a short stride. It is not ideal. It will have to do. You ride on. The plain opens before you, yellow and flat, and in the distance, far on the northern horizon, you can see the walls of Chang'an, a dark line against the sky. You are close. The lychees have been in their tubes for 3 days. You can only hope. You enter Chang'an through the Mingda Gate as the sun is setting. The guards know your face. They wave you through without checking your token. The avenue is busy with evening traffic, but the crowd parts for you, for the courier in his dust-covered tunic, his horse lathered with sweat, his eyes hollow with exhaustion. You ride to the relay office. Old Wei is there, waiting. He has been waiting for 3 days. He takes the bamboo tubes from your saddle, examines the wax seals, and nods. They are intact. He sends them to the palace with a runner, a boy of 16 who can run faster than any horse in the city. You dismount. Your legs buckle, and you catch yourself on the saddle. Old Wei watches you, his face as unreadable as ever. Good work, he says. That is all. You walk to the stable. Your horse, the one you started with, Lightning, is in her stall. She nickers when she sees you. You give her water and grain, and you brush her coat, and you whisper to her words that no one else hears. You do not go to the palace. You do not see the consort receive the lychees. You do not see her break open the red skin, taste the white flesh, and smile. You do not see the emperor watching her, his face soft with love, oblivious to the empire crumbling around him. You do not see any of this. But later, you hear about it. The lychees were fresh. The consort was pleased. The emperor rewarded the relay service with a bolt of silk. You received nothing. That is the way of things. You are a courier, not a courtier. Your reward is the road, the horse beneath you, the stars above you, and the knowledge that you did your duty. You sit in the courtyard of the relay office, eating a bowl of noodles. The night is warm. Somewhere in the palace, music plays, the sound of a peeper drifting over the walls. You think about the old man in the Lychee Grove, his hands picking fruit, his eyes full of something you could not name. You think about the horses that carried you, the ones that ran and the ones that limped. You think about the road, all 2,000 li of it, and the mountains, and the river, and the grove. And you think about lychees. Small, red, sweet. A fruit that grows in the south, 2,000 li from the woman who desires it. A fruit that costs nothing to grow and everything to deliver. A fruit that makes a consort smile and a courier weep, though the weeping is done in private, in the dark, where no one can see. You finish your noodles. You wash your bowl. You go to your room. You lie down on your straw mat. The peeper music has stopped. The city is quiet. Tomorrow, there will be another edict, another road, another duty. But tonight, you sleep. You sleep the sleep of a man who has ridden 2,000 li and returned. You sleep, and in your dreams, you are riding through the Lychee Grove, the fruit red and heavy on the branches, the air sweet with the scent of flowers, and the road stretching out before you, endless and green, into the warm and sleeping south.